Why King Charles's statement on Epstein evidence could potentially end the monarchy. Powerful figures suggest Queen Elizabeth's protection of Andrew could destroy the entire family. In a bombshell development that's rocking the British monarchy to its core foundations. King Charles III's recent statement on newly surfaced Epstein evidence has ignited fierce debate worldwide. Experts and politicians warn it might spell the beginning of the end for the centuries-old institution. The scandal revolves around Prince Andrew's long-standing ties to disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein, a convicted sex offender whose web of influence ensnared powerful figures across the globe. Recent document releases have thrust the royal family back into the unforgiving spotlight of scrutiny. Buckingham Palace's response, issued on behalf of the king, expresses profound concern over ongoing allegations. It promises full support to police investigations if approached, marking a significant shift in tone. Yet critics argue this measured statement falls short, potentially fueling calls for radical change. U.S. Congressman R.O. Khanna, a key member of the Epstein investigation committee, didn't mince words. He declared the monarchy is at its most vulnerable point in history, suggesting imminent collapse. In a riveting Sky News interview, Khanna urged King Charles and Queen Camilla to testify. They ought to ask the king and queen questions, he stated emphatically during the discussion. And maybe this will be the end of the monarchy, Khanna added with striking candor. His comments echo growing sentiments that the royal family's handling could prove fatal. Royal biographer Tina Brown has been equally scathing in her assessment of past protections. She claims Queen Elizabeth II enabled Prince Andrew's behavior through unwavering maternal favoritism. The fact is that she has quite a lot to answer for with Andrew, Brown asserted. Because the Queen enabled Andrew in a really terrible way, the expert continued passionately. He was her favorite. She protected him and Mommy was his only client, essentially. Brown argues this indulgence worsened Andrew's conduct, leaving a ticking bomb for successors. To understand the gravity, let's rewind to the origins of the Epstein saga. Jeffrey Epstein rose as a mysterious billionaire with connections in finance, politics, and royalty. Convicted in 2008 for procuring a minor for prostitution, he served minimal time controversially. Despite this, Epstein maintained elite friendships, including with Britain's Duke of York. Prince Andrew first met Epstein through mutual acquaintance Ghislaine Maxwell in the late 1990s. Their bond grew, involving trips, parties, and stays at Epstein's lavish properties worldwide. Allegations surfaced in 2015 when Virginia Giuffre accused Andrew of sexual misconduct. She claimed Epstein trafficked her to the prince on multiple occasions as a teenager. Andrew vehemently denied the claims, settling a civil lawsuit out of court in 2022. The settlement, reportedly worth millions, came without admission of liability or guilt. Yet the damage to his reputation proved irreversible, leading to public backlash. In 2019, Andrew's disastrous BBC Newsnight interview attempted to clear his name. Instead, it backfired spectacularly with bizarre excuses like inability to sweat. He claimed a Pizza Express visit as an alibi, drawing ridicule and skepticism globally. Queen Elizabeth stripped him of military titles and patronages amid mounting pressure. She also barred him from using His Royal Highness in official capacities. Despite these steps, critics say the Queen shielded her son from harsher consequences. Insiders reveal she funded his legal defense using private funds discreetly. This protection, rooted in familial love, now haunts the monarchy's legacy profoundly. Fast forward to recent months, and fresh Epstein documents have reignited the firestorm. Unsealed court files from Giuffre's lawsuit against Maxwell revealed incriminating details. Emails show Andrew inviting Epstein to Buckingham Palace for private dinners. Epstein requested much privacy, raising eyebrows about the nature of their meetings. Although no palace encounter is confirmed, the optics alone are devastating. More alarmingly, reports emerged of Andrew sharing confidential trade information with Epstein. UK police are assessing whether this breached protocols or laws at the time. Thames Valley Police confirmed they're examining the complaint thoroughly and methodically. Buckingham Palace's statement directly addresses these escalating allegations head-on. The king has made clear, in words and through unprecedented actions, the spokesperson noted. His profound concern at allegations which continue to come to light, the statement continued. In respect of Mr. Mountbatten Windsor's conduct, referring to Andrew's new civilian name. This marks the first time Charles publicly signals willingness to cooperate with authorities. Previously, the family maintained a wall of silence or outright denials. Now, with Andrew demoted to Mr. Mountbatten Windsor and evicted from royal residences, Charles appears determined to distance the crown from the scandal's toxic fallout. Yet, as Khanna points out, stripping titles might not suffice for accountability. Andrew needs to come before our committee and start answering questions, he demanded. I don't think the appropriate punishment is you no longer get to be a prince. There's got to be more than that, Khanna emphasized in his fiery interview. The congressman's call for royal testimony sends shockwaves through diplomatic circles. If the king and queen were compelled to appear, it would shatter precedents. Monarchs traditionally enjoy immunity from such scrutiny under constitutional norms. However, in an era of transparency demands, traditions may no longer hold sway. Public opinion polls reflect eroding support for the monarchy amid the controversy. A recent YouGov survey showed approval ratings dipping below 50%, historically low. Younger generations, in particular, question the institution's relevance and cost. Anti-monarchy group Republic has seized the moment to amplify their campaigns. They protest outside palaces, chanting for justice and an end to privileges. Time's up for the royals, their slogans declare amid growing street demonstrations. Social media amplifies the outrage, with hashtags like #AbolishTheMonarchy trending globally. TikTok videos dissect the documents, garnering millions of views and comments. Reddit threads speculate on the family's knowledge and potential cover-ups. One user quipped, "If Charles knew, the throne's days are numbered for sure." The heckling incidents underscore the public's boiling frustration and impatience. During a visit to Dedham, Essex, King Charles and Queen Camilla faced direct confrontation. Shouts of "What did you know about Andrew and Epstein?" echoed through the crowd. This wasn't isolated, similar outbursts occurred in Scotland and other engagements. Prince William and Princess Kate have also weighed in with measured concern. Their spokesperson confirmed the couple's deep worry over continuing revelations. Their thoughts remain focused on the victims, the statement emphasized solemnly. This victim-centered approach aims to humanize the royals amid the chaos. Prince Edward echoed similar sentiments, expressing sympathy for abuse survivors. The family's unified front contrasts with past divisions, yet skepticism persists. Critics like Tina Brown argue the rot started with Queen Elizabeth's indulgences. She describes Andrew as the Queen's favorite, spoiled beyond reasonable bounds. This favoritism, Brown claims, blinded her to the risks of his associations. Unfortunately, it made him worse, the biographer lamented in her analysis. Historical parallels abound, from Edward VIII's abdication to Diana's revelations. The monarchy survived those storms through adaptation and public relations savvy. But Epstein's scandal differs, involving allegations of child exploitation and trafficking. In a post-Me Too world, tolerance for such associations has evaporated entirely. The Commonwealth realms, like Australia and Canada, debate severing ties. Republican movements there gain traction, citing the scandal as justification. If key nations opt out, the monarchy's global footprint shrinks dramatically. Domestically, Parliament could intervene if public pressure mounts sufficiently. While abolishing the monarchy requires legislative overhaul, it's not impossible. Precedents like the 1688 Glorious Revolution show institutions can evolve radically. King Charles, aware of the stakes, has modernized in other areas successfully. His focus on environmentalism and charity work earns some goodwill points. Yet the Epstein shadow threatens to overshadow these positive efforts entirely. Palace insiders blame the late Queen for leaving a bomb without exploding. They whisper that her protection created an unavoidable inheritance of scandal. Charles, they say, is cleaning up a mess not of his making. But sympathy wanes as allegations pile up without full resolution. Andrew's current life in Norfolk exile offers little solace to victims. Geoffrey and others continue advocating for justice and transparency relentlessly. Their stories highlight the human cost behind the royal headlines. As investigations proceed, more evidence may surface, escalating the crisis. If police knock on palace doors, cooperation becomes a litmus test. Refusal could ignite constitutional fireworks, pitting crown against law. Khanna's warning resonates. Implication in Epstein's circle tarnishes irreparably. The king has to answer what he knew about Andrew, he insisted. Just stripping Andrew of a title is not enough, the congressman reiterated. Queen Camilla's potential involvement adds another layer of intrigue. Though not directly accused, her testimony could reveal family dynamics. The Norwegian royal family's tangential link provides a cautionary tale. Crown Princess Mette Marit apologized for her Epstein friendship publicly. Her deepest regret statement aimed to mitigate damage proactively. Meanwhile, her son faces unrelated rape charges, compounding their woes. Such parallels underscore how scandals can cascade unpredictably. For Britain, the monarchy's survival hinges on navigating this minefield adeptly. Charles' statement signals intent, but actions must follow words decisively. Transparency, accountability, and victim support could salvage the institution. Ignoring the clamor risks alienating the public irreversibly and permanently. As debates rage, one thing remains clear: the Epstein saga isn't over. It tests the monarchy's resilience in an unforgiving modern landscape. Will it adapt and endure, or crumble under the weight of secrets? Only time will tell, but the stakes couldn't be higher for all involved. The world watches as this real-life drama unfolds day by day. From palace corridors to congressional halls, the echoes reverberate loudly. Powerful figures like Khanna and Brown have spoken, now the royals must respond. Their choices could preserve a legacy or consign it to history's dustbin. In this high-stakes game, the monarchy's future hangs precariously in balance.